Okay. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvigyam Kurame Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yona Prachodayat. A praise is always important even before you get into an exam. Exam will always be surprising. Most of you are not worried about the exam, you are only worried about your memory, because in the exam, whatever the question comes, your memory is not able to recollect. Let me explain you in a beautiful manner so that you understand it perfectly. See, now exam godaga, the moment the examination paper is given, all of us look at the examination paper and we feel very confident that, hey, I know this is from the first lesson, this is from the last lesson, this is what the teacher did when it was my birthday, na? I still remember. So, you will never find the question is out of the syllabus. And if at all it comes out of the syllabus also, you need not take pressure, you need not take the fear, you need not take the tension. All the pressure and tension will be taken by our public TV Rangnath sir. He will start blasting everybody saying, ಇವತ್ತು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಿ ಯು ಸಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇಂದ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೋರಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇ ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಗೈ ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನಿ ಸಚ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೋದಾಗ every question you will have to pick up information from your memory. For every answer that you will have to pick up from your memory, if you get 100% of the contents right from your memory, you can put it on the paper and you will score out of the out. But most of the time ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, every time you try to recollect, only 50% of it will come for few questions. For few questions nothing will come, and for few questions the answers will only come after you leave the examination hall. So what is happening? It is not that you are not prepared for the exam well, it is only that you are not prepared smartly. So that in that 3 hours of time, I was not able to remember what I wanted to, what I am supposed to remember. That would have helped me to score good marks. We are trying to target on this. So though my subject is how to face an exam, I will also be talking about effective study skills and memory techniques. As I had told earlier, why was that I was able to memorize entire book? It is not that I read once and I can memorize it. Definitely not. I have a process which only I know because that works good for me. All of us are not duplicates. God never creates duplicates. He is different, he is different, she is different. Even two twins will never be alike. Their study methodology will be different, their understanding methodology will be different, their receptiveness will be different, and their memory, how it works, will be different, because all of us are not duplicates, we are unique products. God will never create duplicates. He always creates that original piece. We are that masterpiece, we are that master's piece. So I should understand what am I good in. So in the course of time, I will also try to explain, whenever you are studying certain things, you should ask yourself this question. There are 3 kinds of study styles. ಏನು ಕೆಲವರು ಟೀಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕಲ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ನ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮೆಮೊರಿಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ರೀಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಈವನ್ ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಎ ವರ್ಡ್. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲಿಶ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಟೀಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ನ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಯಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬಂದು ಆಡಿಟ್ರಿ. ಆಡಿಟ್ರಿ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗಲೂ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಓಪನ್ ದ ಬುಕ್, ಆಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೀಡ್ ದ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬುಕ್ ಲೌಡ್ಲಿ, I will never be able to understand because I am auditory. Auditory ಅಂದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಮಾತ್ರ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ I will not be able to recollect. and there is a third segment of people. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಏನಂತೀವಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಐದರ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆಡಿಟ್ರಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ರೀಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೋದಾಗ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೀಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್. But when I read multiple times, I think I have understood. Every time I close the book and then when I want to recollect it, I will never be able to recollect. So for me, the only solution is I'll have to write. By writing it, I can feel the subject. When I can feel the subject with all my sensory organs, I'll be able to absorb it more. When I am able to absorb it more, I'll be able to retain it perfectly. For me, only writing multiple times work. Aurna kinesthetic people anta karitivi. Idralli you will have to show smartness. I'll again be speaking on that. Innu one smartness enide andre, whenever we talk about our ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡಾಲಜಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾವು ಓದಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವೆನೆವರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಯಿಂಗ್, ಹೌ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಕೇಪಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೀಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಪೀಕ್ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ನಾನ್ ಪೀಕ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಪೀಕ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇ ವೇರ್ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ, ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ, ಒಂದು 15 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಪೀಕ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದೇ ಬೇಡ. ವಿತ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಪುಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇ ವೇರ್ ನೀವು ಏನೇ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಸತಿ ಓದಿದ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಸತಿ ಬರೆದ್ರು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಯೋರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಯಾರು, ಈ ಶುಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೀಕ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್. ಪೀಕ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದೋಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ನ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್. ಇದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ, ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ there is this 24 hours ಅಲ್ಲಿ there are some time of the entire 24 hours day and night when we call it as most sacred time ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. In Kannada we also call it as Brahma Muhurtada time ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. What is this time? Just before the sun rises and after the sun rises. ಈ ಒಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ 4 o'clock ಇಂದ 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದ ಸನ್ ರೈಸಸ್ 1 or 2 hours, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಸನ್ ರೈಸಸ್ 1 or 2 hours. ಇದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಮುಹೂರ್ತದ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ 24 hours ಡೇ ಅಂಡ್ ನೈಟ್. ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಈಗ ಆಸ್ ಎ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, what is your most important job of your life? What is the most important purpose of your life? All of us know my only purpose why I am spending morning till evening is my studies and my examination. So what is that I should be doing which is very important to me? Studies. But ask yourself, how many of you really get up at 4 o'clock and continue to study till 7 and only after 7 you do other activities of getting ready to the college and coming to the college? Most of us will not be doing. Why? We are not actually moving in a smart direction. Malik sir, how is that if a book is given you can verbatim by heart even if it is 100 pages or 50 pages? Because I follow these norms. I know where and when if I am going to study, I can get maximum results out of it. I study. And whenever you are doing the studies, there is a simple rule which we call it as 320 rules anta karitivi. 320 rules anta. What is that 320 rules andre? The entire 1 hour of our time, andre 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲ ಏನಿದೆ 1 hour na, I can divide it into 3 parts. The first 20 minutes, the middle 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes. All of you repeat. The first 20 minutes, the middle 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes. ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? We are using a wrong technique because we don't know our execution ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If all of you are expecting a very high marks, your execution is happening in the examination hall. And execution procedure ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, I will have to pick up a pen and start writing the answer within a stipulated time of 3 hours, and when I write that answer within that stipulated time of 3 hours, I will be getting the maximum benefit out of it. Now, in order to do that, are you really practicing that? No. For Tendulkar to hit 100 hundreds, he has to be on the crease and he has to score runs. During the practice, is he practicing that? Yes. Most of the time, every time he is practicing that. Is he practicing what is called as keeping? No, that is not his part. He is always practicing batsmanship because he knows he is the person who is supposed to hit the runs. He is only watching? No, watching say you can't. You will have to go there in the nets and keep eating, and only then you will come on the crease and then you will hit. ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಯು ದ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯುವರ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಹಿಂದಿನ ದಿನದವರೆಗೂ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಗಿವನ್ 10% ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇವನ್ 10%, ಕೆಲವರು 3%, 5% ಗಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ 3 hours. Allah sir, then what is my study attitude? What is my study style? You're following a complete different path. What is that? You always open the book, take the information, put it in your mind. Next day, open the book, take the information, put it into your mind. If somebody says that is not the way, you will have to recollect and write. You will go to recollect and write. When you can't remember what you will say, I will do like this, tomorrow I will do it. You will postpone. Again, you will take information from the book, put it onto your mind, and then your life goes on. And finally, in the exam, what you are expected to, you will have to pick up information from your brain and you will have to put it in your answer sheet. You are miserably failing because your entire practice has gone wrong. Your teachers do give you some practice. How? They conduct preparatory so that you know you will have to write. They conduct first test so that you know you will have to write. They conduct midterm exam so that you know that you will have to write. Avagaga they conduct class test so that you know you will have to write. But avaglu do you practice? No. The whole last week you would have only practiced taking information, putting it here, taking information, putting it here. Sometimes just blabbering the information, telling I know this is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto. That will work. When it is a descriptive answer, it will stop working. Why? You did not follow this 20, 20 and 20 rule. What is the first 20, 20, 20 rule? The 320 rule. The first 20 minutes of your studies. If you are studying for 1 hour, if you are studying for half an hour, divide that half an hour into 3 parts. Now we will go for 1 full hour. In 1 full hour, if you are studying 20 minutes, if you are studying for 1 hour, the first 20 minutes you will have to take the information, put it in your mind. The next 20 minutes, you will have to take the information from your mind and put it onto the paper. That is what happens. And will that give you marks? No. Somebody should correct it, na? So next 20 minutes, you will open the book, you will open your answers, you will start correcting. So what happens? Your teacher should not know what you don't know. You should know what you don't know. Have you ever checked what you don't know? No. Teacher marks kotru, you took the marks and you came. You never sat on your answer paper and you opened it and you checked. These are the things I don't know. I'll have to work here. The teacher will know. Do you know? You don't know. When you don't know, how will you prepare for it? You are actually studying in a wrong direction. That is the reason IIT clear madodu, JEE exams clear madodu, IAS, IPS exams clear madodu. It is never your cup of a tea. ನೀವು ಓನ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ ನಿಮ್ಗಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು IAS ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರು, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು IIT JEE ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನೊಂದು ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ one among your friends who sometimes sleeps when the teacher is not observing, you may think he is dull, but what intelligence he will have? He knows that I am not learning in a right way. So what this guy will do, he will go to one of the tuition center and he will enroll there for IIT JEE tuitions. What does that IIT JEE tuitions do? Most of you think IIT JEE will teach you lessons. No. IIT JEE, in the first day only, though the lesson is taught for 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, the next 15 minutes, they will be giving you test on that test, on that test. The test will be corrected. If a mistake is done, they will explain you what is the mistake you have committed. And the same student was sleeping every now and then in the class, he will, first test may he will score less than 5 for 100, second test less than 10, afterwards a little better, 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus. Why? He was concentrating 50 minutes of the entire 1 hour in understanding how to write the test and how to identify where he is going wrong. And most of you are not at all doing that. That is where you are also failing miserably. And let me also tell you, the lecturers also are failing miserably in making you understand this. See, the lecturers also need a supportive hand. That's the reason all of us will not get admission in IIT JEE, and those who get admission in IIT JEE, even if he likes or dislikes, he will come out with flying colors, because the atmosphere itself is like that. One day a student will do a nuisance, he is no more there to do any common sense also, because he will be picked up and he will be thrown out of IIT. They will never keep a student who is not serious. And any person who is not serious, he cannot crack IIT. You would have seen Three Idiots and you would have loved it the way actually Amir Khan was being exhibited. But such kind of attitude also they will not retain. They will pick and they will simply throw. People wrote about it. They want serious people who are there and their only purpose in life is that they got a seat in IIT. Now somehow, everyone who gets a seat in IIT, nobody fails. It is a record till now, nobody fails, because everybody follows a beautiful technology and the right kind of attitude and the right kind of process has been explained to them, and there is no looking back at all. Everybody clears, everybody gets a good job. You will never feel that in an IIT Kharagpur, in an IIT Delhi, in an IIT Hyderabad, in Indian Institute of Science Bangalore, there is one student who came out and he did not get any job and he failed in all the subjects. Never ever that will happen, because he knows what he has to do and he's been consistently doing that. Results will come. For few people it is like a tortoise and the rabbit race. It may come initially, for few people it will come a little late. For that person who was sleeping, it came little late, but finally it came and he scored around 95, and you are also surprised. And you will ask, what did you do? And he tells what Malik sir told, that is what they were doing from day one. They taught the subject for 20 minutes, they gave the test for 20 minutes, they asked us to recollect and write, and the next 20 minutes they asked us to correct our own paper, and the lecturer came up to us, the trainer came up to us, and he started correcting and he started telling where I had gone wrong. So next time if the same thing was given, I would never go wrong. Why? Because I had corrected myself. That the lecturer cannot do for so many people. It has to be self. No, at any point of time, you are not going to hold any lecturer responsible for it. If you don't score good marks, it is only because of you, and you score good marks, again it is only because of you. In both the places, the lecturers and their teaching will only act as constant. My teaching for all of you is constant. Till now, there are a lot of people who are taking me very seriously and you are observing everything. There are still a few who are just listening from here and then releasing it here, because you think this may not make any difference, and if you think it will not make any difference, it shall not make any difference. A person who goes up to the temple, let him go to a small temple under a shed. If he actually has a faith in that deity, if he has a faith in that God, he will definitely get whatever he seeks and it shall happen. If the same person is pushed to The ISTL, even Tirumala Tirupati temple, if he goes without faith, nothing shall happen to you. Clement Stone very clearly told that if you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot. Both the ways you are right. Hey, what this class is going to do? It's not going to do anything. It shall not do anything for you. Hey, this class will transform me. It will make a big difference in my life. I will not be the same person in this class before the class and after the class, and for such people transformation will happen. It is you who will have to decide whether you need the transformation or not. Always remember, the entire universe is like a magical genie. In Kannada what we say, in Prapanchadalli, everywhere there are what is called as Devatas and Rakshasas who are running around. When you say something good, Devatas will come, they will say Tathastu, Astu. When you say something wrong, there will be devils who will come and say Astu. Everything will happen. If you think I will never be able to score 80%, you will never be able to score 80%. The Rakshasas will come and say Tathastu. If you think I will never score less than 90, the angels will come, you shall never score less than 80. It will continue. If I put it in English terminology, when I actually rub the genie, there is a big rub what is called as a magical lamp. A genie comes there and he says, your wish is my command master, what can I do for you? The moment he says that I want to score 90, I shall work towards scoring 90, your wish is my command master, you shall score 90. After some days you see at the progress of yours and you know that you will not be able to score 80. Slowly you tell yourself, 90 barat doubt hai, maybe I will get 80. The moment you decide I will get 80, again the genie will say, your wish is my command master. You wanted only 80? 80 shall be your marks master. At least hold on to 80. After a few days, after one of the test marks has been declared, you will start realizing you have only scored 60 and you are expecting 90. You again will say, I will never be able to get 70. Maximum, I think I should settle for 65. Again, the genie will say, your wish is my command master. You ask for 60, I will help you to get 60. That's all. That what you ask, you will get. That which you don't believe in will not happen. That which you believe in will happen. A chai wala will die as a chai wala, a paper boy will die as a paper boy, a tribal woman will die as a tribal woman, a Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, a lawyer, will die as a lawyer. Miracles will not happen. A fisherman's son will die as a fisherman's son. Why? Because he believed that is what he can be. That is what happened to Abdul Kalam's all other cousins. They lived a life of a fisherman, they died a life of a fisherman. There are many chaiwalas, you go to railway station, they have lived a life of chaiwala and they will die a life of a chaiwala. A paper boy would have become a paper man, a paper adult, a paper adult, a paper grandpa would have died telling, I was earlier distributing so many papers, now I am distributing still more papers. Why? He did not open up, he did not change, he was not ready for transformation and he did not believe in himself. Always remember, the belief that you hold at the beginning of the journey defines the journey. The chaiwala believed I will make it big. The tribal woman believed I will make it big. The so-called lawyer believed I will make it big. So-called Swami Vivekananda, an atheist, believed I will make it big, and they really made it big because they believed so. Their belief was very strong. Right now, if you can believe in whatever I am telling, you taking and picking any 200 pages book, you can memorize verbatim from page 1 to the last page, and believe me, you will never be able to forget even a thing, provided whatever I told, if you can follow it. Now saying this, let me also take you to the track which is also quite important. Now whenever we talk about exams, there is a fear. If I say in a college you will have an environment, in a college you will have an environment, the environment will be like you will only come to the class, you will attend to every class, there will never be any test, there will never be any exam. At the end of 3 years, you will be given a graduation certificate and you will be sent. All of you will feel so happy, na? Assuming it is done like that, assuming it has been done like that, after this has happened, not only in BCom, not only in MBBS, even in MD also they did the same thing. You come, you attend the college, you complete the college, Just like age goes, and at the end of 4 years or 5 years, the graduation will be given, you will be declared as MBBS, you will be declared as MD. Now you are lying on the operation theatre. One such student who has been only gifted that graduation certificate without learning anything, simply going to college, is come as a surgeon and he is going to do open heart surgery to you. And you are lying on the operation theatre, on the bed, on the operation desk, and then the nurse is talking. Doctor, ನೀವು ಕಾಸು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಪಾಸ್ ಆದವ್ರಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಂ, ಹೌದೌದು. ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬದುಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ, ಸತ್ರು ಅವನ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ, ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಯೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಸುಮಾರು. And then he picks up a knife and is about to cut. Will you allow him to cut? What will you say? ಎಂಥ ಕಾಲ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. Oh God, what is this? Do you think MBBS is going to be done like this? They should be serious people. They will have to study seriously and they will have to do. For them you want. For you, you wanted just 3 years to go and somebody should give you graduation certificate. Now, pilot. A person has completed his pilot certificate in distance education. Everything theory. And first day, you have been so serious after listening to my class that you started studying, getting up early in the morning at 4 o'clock, and you stood first to the college in your +1, +2, you stood first in BCom, you stood first in chartered accountant, and then you were married to the most beautiful girl, and she's also earning monthly around 2-3 lakhs, you are earning monthly around 5 lakhs, both of you book for an honeymoon and you go to the first flight with your wife after your marriage, and for some reason you are given the seat very close to the pilot. You and your wife wanted to just move around. You just come to wish the pilot. As a good nature, you wanted to wish the pilot, happy morning pilot sir, we just wanted to wish you good morning. Fine, you go there and both of them are talking. He is saying, hey, I completed everything in distance mode and today is the first day I am taking the flight. If I am going to actually take off properly, then I will treat you. If I do not, you take care of my crematorium. Then that guy is saying, idiot, if you are going to die, next to you I am sitting, I will also die now. I also have cleared it in distance only. At least you have done through distance. No, I sent somebody else to write the exam on my behalf. And he has cleared the practicals also. Anyway, Devres Rail Hogana. You too, Devres Rail you will go? No, you will do. Sir, nange heart attack aagtide anta wife and husband to be. What you will say, both of you will stop the plane, then you will get down and you will run. Why? That kind of a system will not work. So what you should do, whether you like or dislike, though you may actually like that you want to go to college only for learning purpose, but the moment somebody says there is a seminar, there is a viva, there is a presentation, there is an exam, the very thought of exam, viva, presentation and seminar will start giving you tense and you will start feeling stressed. The exam creates a stress in you. The viva creates a stress in you. The presentation creates a stress in you. The seminar creates a stress in you. All this is an exam only. Exam is a place where a person is going to be evaluated whether he has the required knowledge that he should acquire for the course that he is completing. It is a natural phenomenon. Only when you have that knowledge, you can actually take off the aeroplane. When you have that knowledge, you can do a open heart surgery. When you don't have that knowledge, it's better you don't do anything. So, you should not be allergic to that. But how do we handle it? I am there, I will help you out. What is that I wanted to tell you was, what actually leads to examination stress? Let us understand the process. We will go back to our 10th standard. Every time when it was 7th standard, when it was 10th standard, when you saw your result on the notice board on the result day, I will tell you what is my experience. I am 100% sure all your experience also will be the same. What I do, I get onto this notice board and I am watching my result. As I am watching my result, I see my result at 80%. And then I tell it to myself, this is not your result, Malik. ನೀನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ, ನೀನು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್, ಯು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ದೇರ್ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್ ಅಟ್ 95. 80 is not at all your marks. Now, when you look at this situation, there are three people communicating in your mind. There is a positive mind, Arjuna, there is a negative mind, Duryodhana, and there is Krishna, the neutral mind, which we call it as a god. Krishna cannot take decision on his own. Either Arjuna will have to take a call. Arjuna takes a call means you have taken positive decision. Duryodhana has taken a call means it is negative decision. Now Arjuna is looking at the result and then he is saying, this result is not mine. If I would have really put efforts, I would have seen myself at the 90%. I think I have not done justice to my last year. And immediately what Arjuna says, I think next year I am not going to do the same. Next year I am going to study so seriously that I will see myself going at 95%. So what I will do, nan result nodta, there is some planning that is happening. What is that planning? What I will say, every year when a new academic year started, I had wasted lot of time. This year, when the same thing happens, whenever I come across the same academic new year beginning, I will never be wasting any time. What I will do, every year when a new class starts, after the first class and the second class, there is a time in between. Whatever is done in the first class, I'll do the revision within the time between first and second class. And after the second period, whatever the lecturer has done, if he leaves us a little early, without wasting time, without talking to each other, without waiting for an opportunity for the teacher to go and I'm murmuring here and there, I will seriously sit. I will not study because somebody is watching me. I am not a dog where the dog only behaves when somebody is watching. I am a human. Even when somebody is not watching, I will have to behave. I know that. So what I will say, come what may, next academic year, I will live a life with lot of discipline and planning. And what was all your plans? That first day when the class happens, I will do the revision between the class. Second class revision I will be doing between second and third class. Third class revision I will be doing between third and fourth. In the break time, I don't need 1 hour of break. 15 minutes and I will complete my lunch. And the rest 45 minutes I am going to study the first class, second class, third class and fourth class. And after the lunch hour, whatever is being explained, I will seriously study, and at the end I will go straight to home without wasting any time gossiping here and there, because I know my ultimate goal is how much more marks I can score. So I will study the entire day's work on my desk, and only after that I will go for a coffee break, and I will start again studying until my mom calls for a dinner break or some help if she requires. And after that, when I have completed everything, I will go to bed. And next day, I know Malik sir has told there is a peak time when if I study with little efforts, I can get maximum benefit. What is that time? Brahma Muhurta time. That means before the sun rises and after the sun rises. Today, all successful people, they have one thing which they follow commonly, that is getting up very early in the morning. So what I will do, every day I will get up at 4 o'clock, I will religiously study till 7, and then it's not going to be, nothing can stop you from scoring whatever you wanted to score. But will that happen? No. What actually creates a problem is starting trouble. Let me explain you. The first day of first PUC happens. You're very happy, you're seeing lot of new faces, and you are actually interested in the college because you know after completing this you have a degree to acquire, after completing the degree you have a job to go, after the job you have your parents to take care. So thinking of all those wishes and dreams of your life, you got into first PUC with this thought process, I will score much better than 10th. The first lecturer will come, she will do the first class. After doing the first class, you have time between the first and the second class around 30 minutes, because the teacher says as it is first day, I will not do for more than half an hour, and she will only do it for half an hour. And then the next half an hour, you have plenty of time to revise and write notes. When you are about to start, one of your friend will say, irrespective of what they say you should start, but what will you do? You get into starting trouble. Next class I will start. And then you postpone it to next class. When that next class comes, between the next class to the third class, second to third you have time, you should do. When you are about to do, you say, I will definitely do it next class. You postpone it to next. But when the next comes, will you do? You will say, afternoon lunch break, I will 100% do. And you push it to afternoon lunch break. You finish the lunch in 15 minutes. You still have 45 minutes to study. But do you really study in 45 minutes? Again, you will always have a problem that when you wanted to study, all of a sudden you realize that instead of studying today, tomorrow from morning I will do, today evening I will study it off. And then you push it to evening. Evening when you go back home, you should go for studies. Instead of going for studies, you will go out to play or you will go with friends to gossip. Now what is happening? You have got into a next problem, what we say, procrastination. The starting trouble, that means you were supposed to start something, you are not able to start, you are postponing, that is called as procrastination. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಆ ಒಂದು ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಡೂ ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್. Today's you will postpone it to tomorrow, and when the tomorrow comes you will again postpone it to day after tomorrow, and slowly what you think, tomorrow workout agtilla, next Monday 100% I will start seriously studying anta you push it to next Monday. When you come to the next Monday, will you continue to study? No. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂಡೇ, ಈ ಮಂಡೇ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂಡೇ 100% I will start, and you push it to one more Monday. When you look at what exactly you did, you were living with this problem. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ನೀವು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದಿತ್ತು, ಯು ಅಗೇನ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್, ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಶಿಯಸ್ ಸೈಕಲ್. ಅದೊಂದು ಸುಳಿಲ್ ಸಿಗಾಕೊಂಡಂಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯನ ಮತ್ತೆ 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 ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಎಸ್ ಯು ವೋಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್. ಈ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ನೀವು ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆರ್ ಯು ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್? ನೋ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ನೀವು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿರೋದನ್ನ ನಾಳೆ ಅನ್ನಂತ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾಳೆವರೆಗೂ ಆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಓದಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್, ನಾನು ಓದಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್. ವೆನ್ ದ ಟುಮಾರೋ ಕಮ್ಸ್, ಯು ಅಗೇನ್ ಪುಷ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಟುಮಾರೋ, ಬಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನಿಂಗ್. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್. What is actually stress? Stress is nothing but the gap between ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರಿ, ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, when it was supposed to be done and when you did it. When will you not have stress? ಇವತ್ತಿಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹಸ್ ಡನ್, ಯು ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿವಿಷನ್. ಆ ಥರನೂ ಕೆಲವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 95. And after the second class, revision is completed. In the break time, they will never have lunch also. They will get some snacks. They will finish it off in 5 minutes, and the entire 55 minutes they will be preparing. And then after that, the first period and the second period, straight back to home, again study till late night, again get up in the morning at 4 o'clock. Will they be stressed? No. Why? They have already completed. Where will be the stress be? When there is a gap between ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ನ ನಾವು ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಈ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಟುಡೇ ಈಸ್ ಥರ್ಸ್ಡೇ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಇಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥರ್ಸ್ಡೇ. I give this assignment as a teacher so that while you prepare for this assignment and when you write this assignment seriously, it will help you to learn the subject knowledge, and learning that subject knowledge will help you to do good in the exam. ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು I give you this assignment. What should you do? You should go home, take as much time as possible and try to complete the assignment. But ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, when you actually go, you will say, I will do it tomorrow. I'm not saying I'm not going to do. I'll do it tomorrow. You postpone it to tomorrow, again to tomorrow, again to tomorrow, until it is Wednesday evening. You wouldn't have done. When you know tomorrow is Thursday and you will have to submit, helplessly you will do because you never want a scolding from your lecturer, but the objective has changed. Initially, the assignment was supposed to be done in order to learn, and then that learning should help in the exam. But right now, the objective of completing the assignment is, ನಾನು ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ lecturers ನನ್ನ scold ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. My lecturer is going to scold me if I am not going to submit it, and tomorrow he will also report it to my parents. I don't want that to happen, and you complete the assignment, but the objective has changed, so it will not result in your examination becoming better. So whose mistake was it? It was never the lecturer's mistake, it was your own attitudinal problem. If you would have actually set it right, come what may, I will not get into starting trouble, I will not postpone, I will not live with the problem, I will not get into stress. ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲೇ ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್. ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ದಟ್ 90% ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ನೀವೇನು 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಸಾ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ 90% ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ 90 ಅಂತ ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತೋ, ಅದು ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಯೋರ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ 70, ನೀವೇನು 10th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಆ ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಥೂ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪುಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಪುಟ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ ಅಂತ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್, ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಡೂ, ಯು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಪುಷ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. Most of you had told, ಈ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 100% perfect ಆಗಿ I will study, and after Deepavali even your midterm exam has come, there also your score is only 70. I'm not saying you're not studying, you're studying, but that rigorous studying which can take you from 70 to 90 is not happening. So you look at the result and you say, I think 95 won't be possible, 80 I can get. Andre you will start giving up on your goals. ನೀವೇನು 90 ಅಂತ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೋ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, ಅಷ್ಟು ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 18 ಬರೋಣ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು 80. One more month ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ one more test will come, your score is still less than 70, then you will definitely realize I will never be able to touch 80. So what you will say, at least 75 ಅನ್ನ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ you will give up on your 75. And finally your Deepavali also is over, and few of you will say from New Year, most of you sitting here are saying, sir ಇನ್ನೂ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ಮುಗಿಲಿ, January 1st ಶುರು ಆಗಲಿ, I will seriously start studying for next 2 months, and in March or April whatever the exam happens, I will score the highest marks. That will not happen, because the load of stress is more. ಆ ದಿನ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಆ ದಿನ ಓದಿದಾಗ load is less, but 1 week ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ the load is more, 2 weeks ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ load is still more, 1 month ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ load is much more, and when it becomes 3, 4, 6, 9 months, the load is so heavier, you will be so much stressed because of the load, you will completely give up and you will say 70 ಬಂದಿರೋರು ಏನು ಮನುಷ್ಯರಲ್ವಾ, those who have got 70, are they not humans only? Let it be, I will only get 70 anta you will settle it down. The process is, it will not stop here, it will stop here. Even on the negative side, one more idiot says, why is that he only made 35 pieces, he could have even made much more pieces anta ಹೇಳುವಷ್ಟು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು 70 10th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ, 70 ಬಂದ್ರೇನೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರ, ಒಂದೆರಡು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ they will never be successful. I have seen people in 10th standard who have scored 70, they fail in +2 because something else is dragging them towards the negative, or the attitude with which most of you are attending the classes. When I see and when I am observing you, I am seeing the same qualities in you. This will definitely sink you to the bottom of the shore. You will never be able to anchor back. Please watch yourself, slap yourself before the life comes and slaps you, because when life slaps you, it is irreturnable. Let me share a very serious story, after which you will start taking your life very seriously. This story is not for you, this story is for your mother. This story is for your father, this story is for your grandfather and grandmother, because they are not taking care of themselves. They are putting all their energy to take care of you. You would have seen your mother, even if she is not feeling well, she will not go to an hospital. But if you say you're not feeling well, even before you could say, she will take you and put an injection and then bring you back. Why? They are unconditionally taking care of you, and they are not at all taking care of themselves. This happened to my favorite aunt. My aunt was an HOD in one of the reputed college. I don't want to take the name of the college. She was handling maths. Today, if I am so good in memorizing the books, it is only because my aunt had taught me so many techniques using which I could memorize, and I am trying to teach you the same techniques. This aunt, who was an HOD, she had a very beautiful daughter. She's my cousin sister because she's my chikama. So she lived such an intelligent life that after she completed her engineering, she got a very beautiful alliance. Both of them were engineers, and they were gifted with a beautiful daughter. But during this time, my aunt had developed a small pimple in her breast. I'm telling you, especially for girls and even for you boys, your moms will never take care of themselves. And something, if they want others to know, they will definitely not share such things. So, as I am expressing, there was a small pimple in the breast. They will never be able to utter this line also, because they are of that nature. They don't want to disclose anything personal to others. I am telling you so that I can warn you. Please be very, very careful. Being an HOD and being such an excellent lecturer, when she had developed a small pimple, she should have gone to the hospital. She should have immediately checked for it, because you don't know what kind of external growth is cancer. You will definitely not be able to say that. What she got into was, she got into the same circle, starting trouble. Now, it is the daughter who is just been born is in the hospital. She has developed that small pimple. She never wanted to spoil the entire atmosphere telling, I'm going for a checkup, I don't know whether it is cancer or not. But she decides, I will definitely go. I will go after my daughter comes to my home. And then after 1 week in the hospital, both my cousin sister and my brother-in-law and the newborn daughter, they were brought home. After 1 or 2 days, my aunt should have gone to the hospital and she should have got herself checked. But what she will decide, the daughter has just arrived, granddaughter. Let me enjoy some moments with her. She took an off in the college also for 6 months because she had to take care of her daughter. Because she had to take care of her daughter. See, somebody is murmuring. You're doing such a bad deed, and those who are sitting next to them, if you're allowing him to do that, it is like you're allowing him to hit your mom. You should take and hit him once and say, idiot, simply sit. If you're not interested because of you, I don't want to be distracted. Your parents are, forget about them. I respect my parents. I want you to sit simply. No murmuring. If you are not going to say, you are a bigger thief than him. When you see a crime and if you don't stop a crime, you are a bigger crime creator than the person who has created the crime. And all the wrongs happen because of this only. If somebody is murmuring, take a pin, poke him and say, sit quiet, what are you doing? So I am talking about such a serious issue, and what she thought, once the granddaughter comes back home, I will wait for 10-15 days and afterwards I will go to the hospital. With this in her mind, what she will do, she will wait for 3-4 days, the lump starts becoming bigger and bigger. Now all of a sudden there is a naming ceremony that is being fixed because the auspicious day came on the 7th month. Now in between she never wanted to spoil the sport. Somehow she had lot of pain. She held on to that pain. Most of your mom and dad will have so many such problems. They will be holding on to it because they never want to disclose. Go and ever ask your mother, mom, anytime did you find a little pain in your knee because you have been walking so much? Dad, you walk so much to your office. Do you think there is a pain? Are you comfortable? No. Most of us will not do that. We are only worried about how I could spoil this class and spoil this entire atmosphere. as early as possible, just like a Duryodhana or a Dushyasana. No attitude of Arjuna at all. No attitude of Ekalavya at all. Let me learn something out of this teacher. He has come from nowhere and he is trying to help me something. And I don't curse the person who is murmuring. I curse all those who are sitting next to him, not actually telling him anything. They are committing a bigger crime than him. They don't realize. He is hitting their parents left and right, and they are allowing him to hit their parents. Because every hard-earned money of theirs, if you are spoiling, it is as good as you are backstabbing your parents. And if one guy is doing that, I think you should not wait for him to do it next time. Pick him up and throw, or I will share the number, you tell me who that guy is, I will talk to the principal and I will see to it he is going to be thrown out of this college only. Please do not take that pain. I will never say you told it. Do not allow such cancer cell get onto it as a small lump, because you will never know when that small lump, when that friend of yours who was very cancerous in a small way becomes a bigger cancer, and it is your life that you will have to take care. He is not going to take care of your life. He is only going to create that cancerous cell in you, and then he will go. Rest will be your suffering. He will never come into picture in future. If you have any such friends in your life, please pick them up and throw them. Don't allow them to stab your loving mom and dad. Their hard work should not be stabbed. Their dream should not be stabbed. Their goals should not be stabbed. They have taken all the pain to give birth to you. Remember, when a mother gives birth to a son or a daughter, she takes up the pain of more than 1,000 bones crushed together. All that pain, if you can put on one side, that is the amount of pain she experiences when she has to release you to this world called as Mother Earth. And that pain taken soul is expecting you to do something out of it, and one of your friend comes and keeps murmuring and disturbing the class. You should not allow him to do that. One day he will do that. One day he will get into your house and he will start doing. Be courageous to stop such people. He will come and he will shout at your mom. Will you allow him to do that? He will shout at your daughter. Will you allow him to do that? Because if he has damn cared to do it here, he will definitely do it there also. Learn and change the attitude. That murmuring, I don't want to listen from that entire crowd. Shame on that entire crowd who is allowing that guy to murmur. You are listening to it. When I am talking, he is also talking. When I am stopping, he is also stopping. Ask him to put his head up. What's wrong with you? If head is there, it will ache. And then in the 7 months, it was supposed to be a naming ceremony. Now, she wanted to wait for that naming ceremony to get over. All of us were there in that place. ಮನೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿ ಕೂಡಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, my aunt had worn that silk saree, and you know, ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು small scratch ಇದ್ರೇನೆ wearing all that ornaments and saree, you cannot stand comfortably. She was moving all around. She was welcoming all the guests. She was holding the baby in one hand. But her husband also could make out there is some tension in her. Some tension in her, and he could not make out because she never disclosed anything. But finally, because of all that pressure, she collapsed and she sat down. That is when everybody started realizing something is very seriously wrong in her. That is when all of us took her to an hospital, and even the surgeon in that Apollo hospital was one of her close relative. She shouted on top of her voice on my aunt, and I was there sitting inside when she told, "You idiot." This was the word she uttered. Being a lecturer and being an HOD, don't you think that you will have to be at least a little responsible? You are experiencing cancer in stage 5. I really don't know how many days or how many months or how many weeks you are going to live. Sorry to be saying this. Very, very sorry to be saying this.